These are the sounds of a nation in mourning, anguished relatives wailing for the dead. The devastation here is overwhelming. Scene after scene, shattered buildings, shattered lives. At the St Sebastian Church in Negombo, the chaotic aftermath of a massive explosion. Blood covers the floors and pews. The dead and injured are carried away. The roof fell in on us, this churchgoer says. He later found his son and brother-in-law dead. Late this afternoon, 2 Australians, one a dual national from the same family and living in Sri Lanka, were counted among the dead.
Sri Lanka is grieving. Australia is grieving. 2 Australians have lost their lives in this terrible massacre. And my heart is full of grief for them and their families, as I'm sure all Australians are.
2 women, also dual citizens, aged in their 50s and 20s, revealed as injured. Wave after wave of ambulances ferried the hundreds of injured to overwhelmed hospitals. Locals desperately sifted through mangled wreckage to ensure no one else was left behind. The attacks hit with precision timing. At 8:45 a.m, simultaneous blasts at St Anthony's Shrine, the Shangri-La and Kingsbury hotels, all in Colombo, and at the St Sebastian Church in Negombo. At 8:50 a.m, the Cinnamon Grand Hotel was hit. 15 minutes later, an explosion at the Zion Roman Catholic Church in Batticaloa. Later that day, 2 more blasts near the National Zoo and at a house in Demertakota. This is inside the Cinnamon Hotel. The scale of the damage captured by an Australian tourist, it's hard to believe anyone survived.
They were putting bodies on the tables and carrying them out.
This is thought to be the work of a suicide bomber who stood in the breakfast buffet queue.
Oh my God.
The security presence is now imposing outside the luxury hotels scarred by those huge explosions. Here at the Kingsbury Hotel, it was in the restaurant as families sat down for Easter breakfast that the suicide bomber struck. I'm told he'd stayed here for a night. He wore a backpack. Then came the explosion. 11 people were killed, including 9 foreigners. Colombo's Archbishop warned Sri Lankans not to take the law into their own hands, but urged the government to act quickly.
And find out who is responsible behind this act. And also to punish them mercilessly, because only animals can behave like that.
No one has yet claimed responsibility, but these terrorist attacks are believed to be the work of religious extremists. Sri Lanka's Prime Minister revealed authorities were warned 10 days ago an attack was imminent against churches in Colombo. A warning contained in this document linking a possible attack to a radical Islamic group called NTJ. He's promised an investigation will uncover why nothing was done.
What we should do is hold our unity as Sri Lankans and ensure that we wipe out this menace once and for all.
Police and Special Forces soldiers conducted a series of raids, arresting 24 suspects. 3 police officers died during the operation. Security at the airport was also intensified after a pipe bomb was found and detonated on a nearby road. Australians are now being warned to reconsider travel to Sri Lanka. The Prime Minister met local community members at a Buddhist temple in Melbourne.
A day of sadness for the people of Sri Lanka, and I'm pleased that we're able to be here with the Sri Lankan community.
Clearly there are always evil people amongst us who seek to drag people back. It's shocking violence, and our solidarity and sympathy is with the people of Sri Lanka.
The heartbreak that this violence ended a decade of peace in Sri Lanka after a brutal 26-year civil war ravaged the country. With tourists deliberately targeted, this island nation's resilience will again be tested. Renee Henry, 9 News.